Morning. Welcome to Thunder's YouTube Garage. I'm Paul. My friends call me Thunder and you can too. Anyway, today we're going to get started. I'm going to be working again on this Navy CJ5. Now in one of the last videos I showed you a portion on the back panel that had a little bit of rust behind it that I had found underneath the paint that I didn't realize was there, and I kind of dug it out a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to repair that panel today. Now last night I was in the garage and I was tinkering around with it, and I actually cut out part of that panel to repair. I thought I had the camera going, but I didn't. But when you see it, you'll kind of get the idea. I'll have to fix the one on the other side too. I'm not going to do that in this video, but I will show you what I mean when I cut it out when we get to it. That being said, this will be part one of a two-part video. I don't want to make these videos so long that it takes up part of your day to watch them. So this will just be me making the piece that goes in there, cutting it out, and I'll show you how I do that. And the next video will be of me welding it into place and the technique I use for that. Anyway, with that being said, let's get started. I'll set up the camera and I'll see you in a few minutes. All right, like I was talking about before, I'm going to patch this panel in here. By the way, I didn't mention we have the lovely Amelia who is helping me this morning. She's going to be my cameraman and help me do some of this. But like I was talking about earlier, I'm going to build this patch panel in here. And I need to, first off, I need to grind off a piece of the piece of sheet metal that was actually folded over from this sheet. It's still connected to, this other piece where they butted up against each other. So I'm going to grind that down, and then I'll start working on measuring and shape and getting the piece cut out for this. One of the guys that the techniques I use is a guy, Fitzee's Fabrication. I'll link his channel as in the comments at the end of this video, but he does really good at fitting pieces in and and repairing rust. Like I said, he's kind of an old school guy. He's the way that I was taught to do things, and so I can relate to him. Anyway, I like his channel. I'll link it. There's other people that I use as well, and like I said, in these videos, I will link their channels in the comments. But I'm going to get started. I was trying to use that flapper wheel. I'm going to trade it for a grinder. This is how it goes, Millie. I get started and then I need something else and I stop.
You got the wrong one.
Okay, I've ground that down. I don't want to go too deep and get into that other panel, but I've made it thin enough now that I can actually kind of peel this off and expose that other side panel there. At least I hope I can peel off most of it. Yeah, it's starting to come. I'll have to grind a little bit more, but that was spot welded, that other piece. And all right, that's actually peeling off fairly good. I'll have to come back and grind those spot welds, but there's a couple of spot welds there still.
Hey, it's coming off.
What, did you doubt me that I could get it off?
No. I thought it was still a little thick up there.
No, it's just that there's another spot weld right here, and but I'll grind it off, and then when this is actually kind of bent in a little bit, probably from me getting it off last night when I was cutting this piece out, because I wish I would have had the camera on. I thought I had it on, but apparently I didn't. I get bored sometimes in the evenings, and I actually really enjoy being in my garage and tinkering around with stuff. And so there's a lot of nights when everybody's kind of doing their own thing, and
You come out
I'm
and do
bored,
your own
and so I
thing.
come out in the garage. Yep, I do my own thing out in the garage. Okay, that's mostly out. I'm just going to grind that a little bit more, get that other spot weld off, and then I think that will be
Hey, okay.
pretty good. All right, I think I'm happy with that. I'm just going to straighten this out a little bit more. I got this piece of sheet metal, piece of 18 gauge again. I'm going to fit that piece to fit in here. What my plan is because this is rounded up here, and so we won't be able to butt all the way up to this top edge. We'll have to cut it, probably down 1/4 inch or so. We'll cut it over and just cut a little square out, and then I'm going to fold over this lip to be my mating piece with this edge over here. So I'm going to cut that really quick. The blade on this is getting wore down pretty thin. I'm going to need to change it in a little bit.
It makes a funny noise. I like it. It's funny.
Okay, got that little corner cut out. I just want to check it. The excess I have on that, I can, when I get this shaped and fit in there, then I can trim that edge off and make it, the same as this. But for now, I'll just take a little bit extra. That'll give me plenty of material. You can see that I still have on this side, so I'm in pretty good shape. Okay. Now, I need to go get my anvil. Okay, it's not really an anvil. It's just a big chunk of steel that I have, but I use it like an anvil. Okay, I'm actually going to measure, get an idea about how much length I'm going to need on this piece, and then I'll cut it again. I'll cut it extra because it has to fold underneath. There's about a 1/4 inch to 3/8 of an inch fold on the bottom side that I'm going to put into this. So measure this. And then I'll just add probably a 1/2 inch to it. Make sure that I have plenty of material. Okay. might make short work of that.
I covered my face.
Oh, okay, good.
Now it's all
Okay, now I
cut.
need to measure how long of a cut. Okay, and that was about 7/8.
Are you cutting another little square for the bottom part?
No, I'm not going to cut a square out, but I need to fold it over, and so I want to make sure that my fold is even.
Ah, I understand.
Okay. All right, now
There's a line.
if everything goes right, I'll bend it on that fold.
I'm tired. And there we almost go.
I think I'm happy with that. Now, Mill, if you want to come over here.
There's the heater.
Yeah, the hissing you can hear is the heater. Still a little cold in here. Okay, and
It's fine.
I'm just going to kind of slowly go along there and just bend that down.
Can I try?
Yeah, you can try.
Ooh, yeah. I want to try. So just hammer it very slowly.
Yeah, just very slowly, just kind of, tap it down there. Yeah. Now, start pounding it flat so it goes flat against this. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Here, let me trade you for a minute. I'm just going to finish that up.
That was fun. That looks pretty good.
Okay, I think that's good enough for me, and I'm fussy as heck. All right, got that 90-degree angle bent down. So that will fit up
Right there.
right in there. So now, see, I got a piece of cardboard here. That radius on here is pretty close to the one that I've got. I don't really even need to draw on that side. I think I'll put it up here and draw the other side just so I can get the distance right. Okay,
Now
now I'll just cut that out and I'll transfer that to my piece of sheet metal.
So now we're going to draw the exact same
Come
thing.
over here, or you can,
Like this.
yeah, this way you can see. So that.
No.
See this? About where I need to make my fold down at the bottom. Oh, let me cut out the side first.
You're blocking Aren't you gonna weld it so won't the welds make it
Yeah.
a little bit better? Plus, it's not gonna be perfect.
Okay,
That looks pretty good.
so I think I'm doing all right. I've got a little bit of a gap here in this corner, but
That'll
I
be
can work
okay.
with that.
And then
So now I just need to
under.
get my pen.
How much do you need to cut off? Now it has a line on the back of it.
Now it has a line. Okay, I'm going to cut this.
Burn a hole in your jacket! Dad! You, sir, just burnt a hole in your jacket.
Well, it was an old jacket. That's why the old Now we've got it cut. We'll see how close it is and make any adjustments. It's all right. Do you know how old that sweater is?
Like, I don't know, like
Probably
5 years.
25 years old.
Right there. Hey, it's staying in. Now you just need to weld it together.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to take any more off of that.
You just gotta weld it and tuck
Okay,
this
so now I
little
need to
bit
cut the
under.
bottom.
No, not cut. Fold.
Fold. Well, I need to cut out. I need a notch right here off the bottom. So I need to take that piece off the bottom, then we can fold the piece underneath.
So, like that.
Yeah. So
I
this
don't
will.
know if you can actually see that or not, but
All right. I'm going to cut a notch.
there, so you can fold it under. There. Now we got
Okay,
our
I
notch
notched that
now.
piece. So that'll fit back up in there. Good. Now, we'll just fold the bottom over here, like we did the side, so that it matches. So it matches down there. So I'm gonna make 2 marks on my sheet metal so I know where I need to fold it at. One. There.
Yeah.
Okay, that looks pretty good. You can pound it a little bit more. Here, when you pound it, can I see it? Try to get on the bottom of it. Try to get on the bottom to make it so it says, see how the sound changes? See how the sound changes when, then you know that it's hitting flat against that when that sound changes. It's kind of a hollow sound. All right, we got that piece fit in there. It looks pretty good. There's a little bit bigger gap. Right there than I'd like, but I can manage that. I'll kind of start at the top and just fill it as I go down.
So it was painted brown at one time.
Yeah, there's brown.
Weird.
There's
Guess.
it's white, white, green, brown, red, and blue. I think that was the colors of the rainbow they had on this. So,
lots of colors.
Yeah. So, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to actually take this down to the bare metal, so I could, you know, first of all, it has a lot of paint on it. The last paint job, the blue one, was a terrible paint job. I mean, it was peeling off, and it didn't even look like the coat below it that they even sanded it. You know, if you're painting over paint, you need to sand it and take the shine out of it. So it has a little bit of tooth on the paint, so the new paint will adhere to it. And when it looks like when they painted this blue, it doesn't even look like they sanded the previous coat. They just painted over it. And I don't know if they did it themselves or if they took it to Earl Scheib's or to Mako or somewhere and got the $99 paint job on it. But that's what it looks like they did. And so I want to take it to bare metal just so I can assess the condition of the metal. There's some things that I found on it that need my attention that I'm going to have to fix. But I'm going to end this video right here today, and then next time we pick up, we'll finish welding in this piece. And yeah. Okay, that's going to do it for me today on this video. Now remember that this is part 1 of a 2-part series on repairing that panel. I hope that you guys get something from these videos. Let me know in the comments if there's something that you want to see me do or do differently, and I'll see what I can do about that. And I also just kind of want to remind you that I do these videos just to show you that an average guy can do this kind of stuff in his garage. I haven't had any formal training on auto mechanics or welding. It's stuff that I've just kind of done. You know, the mechanics part is something that I've done my whole life, but you know, I'm not a professional by any means. And the welding is something that I've just started within the last year picking up. I haven't done a lot of it, and it's something that I've always wanted to do. So that being said, I appreciate you guys coming and watching. And remember that the key to happiness in this life is to love God and to love your neighbor. I'll leave that with you, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.